Hi everyone, my name is Alicia. I'm a student at Southern New Hampshire University in partnership with Kepler. I'm going to present to you the project called What's Your Function? The overview of this presentation is the description of three managerial spiral, which are directing, delegating, and discussing. Also, we will be discussing the 5 managerial functions, which are planning, organizing, staffing, leading, and controlling. Starting from planning, planning is the process in which a company creates the plan and methods to achieve its objectives. The process of thinking, coming up, and organizing activities that will be done in the company to achieve its objectives or goals. This is how the company plans uh, different activities that will be accomplished in a given time in order to achieve its objectives or its goals. The tasks associated with planning are making prioritization of goals and tasks. It means you take the list of tasks and you list them according to how they are prioritized, how they need to be done, or how they will be benefiting the company, and you take priority tasks and you put them on the top list. Also, another task to do is creating assignments and deadlines in order to achieve your goal. Of course, if you create different assignments, like different things that will be done, and the deadline, like the time that those tasks will be accomplished. The second is organizing, which involves developing the structure of the company by knowing and acknowledging how the available resources and the work of employees are related to achieve the common objectives. It means it is knowing how the resources and the work are related, like knowing a relationship between work, employees, and resources. You try to connect all those three things in order to achieve your objectives, like knowing how resources will be used in order to accomplish the work, like knowing how employees will use different resources to accomplish their work. Tasks associated with organizing is grouping tasks into departments, like taking tasks according to how they should be accomplished, and uh, put them into departments, and allocating resources. Of course, taking tasks and taking resources and connect the two tasks and resources in order to know if the available resources will efficiently be allocated to the available tasks. The other is staffing, which is the process of hiring, recruiting people for the job they are qualified for. Like it's the process of uh, taking hiring employees to the job available, and uh, seeing if an employee is qualified for a given task, a given job, and providing training, of course, to the employees in order to benefit the company. The tasks associated with staffing are posting the job positions on internet or website, and selecting employees. That's another task. Selecting employees how, according to their qualification and the job available, and you select employees. And also, after selecting those employees, you plan the training to those employees in order to come up with a good benefit and achieve your goal. Uh, the other is leading, which is the process of identifying what needs to be done and determine the people to do it, and let them know. It means it's a process of knowing the tasks that should be accomplished, and determine the people who can do them according to their qualifications, and to communicate to them that they should perform those tasks. The task associated with leading is create a channels of communication with employees. Of course, if you are like communicating to employees that they should perform a given task, you should create channels of communication either through phone or through emails, and you create those channels of communication in order to for you to be on track with them. Controlling or monitoring is the process of comparing the current performance uh, or the current outcome to the predicted goal to see if there is a change needed to accomplish those goals. It means you you compare the current outcomes, like things that are currently being done or things that are currently uh, uh, done already, and you compare them to the predicted goal, to where you want to go, to the goal that you planned and the goal that you want to achieve, and you see if things are going well or if there is a change that is needed to accomplish those goals. So the tasks associated with controlling identifying the weaknesses and errors in order to see if you can change something. Of course, if you are trying to identify weaknesses and errors, you can come up with the best solution, because that's a task that you can do in order for you to control very well. Also, you select additional actions to be done. It means if you identify weaknesses, you try to select the additional actions that should be done to avoid those weaknesses or to remove those errors in order to achieve your goal. We are moving to 3Ds, which are directing, delegating, and discussing. Uh, for the directing, it is telling employees what needs to be done, how to do it, and time it needs to be completed. It means directing is the process in which a manager tells employees what is needed to be done in the company and how it should be done and the time that task needs to be completed in order to achieve their goal. Of course, uh, it has, of course, weaknesses and strengths. So strength is that instructions are already given. This is a good thing to the employees, because they are given instructions of how they be completing a task. Recognition of employees who follow directions. It means employees who follow directions are being recognized, and it motivates workers. If, of course, if you are being motivated or recognized, you'll be motivated and you'll be get strength to work. And you use resources efficiently through instructions. If you are giving instructions, it is different from not being given instructions. If you are giving instructions, you'll be able to use resources as if, through instructions given. Also, it has weaknesses. It discourages some workers. Of course, if some are being recognized, those people who are not being recognized will be discouraged. Revisions also are necessary, because if you're directing people to do something, you will go ahead and see if what you told them to do is really what you wanted to achieve. So you will need to revise some tasks which are not completely done. Also, there is a scenario from directing. This is a scenario. A company selling food is asked to make a cake for a customer who ordered it, and she needs it after 24 hours. This is the first time for the company to make cake, as it is new in making food for customers or making cake. Instructions and directions will be provided to employees or to the person who is going to make that cake, to know what is needed. Like she needs a cake and how to do it and when it is needed to be delivered. The second, delegating. It is the process of assigning tasks to employees, either doing them individually or in groups. Uh, Weaknesses and strength is that delegating saves time. Of course, if you take a task that you should be completed and you give it to another person, it will save your time. Also, delegated person can be specialized more. It means if you're delegating a task, a person who is more delegated than others will be specialized, because he'll be doing things multiple times. He will be specialized in doing that task. It also encourages lower level managers, because if you are on a lower level manager, you'll be encouraged as you will be moving to a higher level manager. weaknesses are that additional salary may be asked. If you're delegating a person, of course, he or she can ask you an additional salary. Also, jealous to the people who are not delegated. Because if you are delegating a person and you put that person to a higher level, people in a lower level will be jealous. Also, a leader can stay idle without any work to do. It means a person who is delegating tasks will stay without any work to do. So this is a witness to that person because he will stay idle without doing anything. Scenario about delegating is that a company focused on preparing drinks like smoothies, lemon, latte, and cappuccino has 15 employees. A manager wants to make a report for the 4 months about beverages sold and corresponded money earned. She's working on the other responsibilities like organizing salaries for employees. She delegated the task of doing a report about the beverages sold for the 4 months to a front officer. So this is a scenario about delegating called Alright. Discussing is the process of interaction between employees and a manager in a company where questions are asked to come up with a good decision. It means in discussing a manager of the company interacts with his employees where different questions are being asked to those employees in order to come up with a good decision. Has weaknesses and strengths in where it encourages critical thinking. It means when you are asking different questions, the people they think critically in order to come up with a good solution. Also, you learn from one another. It means while different people are sharing different ideas, they learn from one another, and a logical conclusion can be taken. Of course, different ideas, sharing different ideas can help you to make a good and logical conclusion. Weaknesses is that consumption of time through sharing different ideas. Like taking decisions may take more time, and conflict while taking decisions can arise when different ideas were shared. Each person will stand on his or her idea in order to take decision depending on his or her idea. So conflict will arise. Scenario about discussing is that a company is facing the issue of customer reduction, which leads to the revenue reduction. A manager of this company is not sure of what to do for this issue, and he needs all employees to sit together and discuss this issue in order to take the right decision of what should be done to stop this customer reduction. So this is about discussing, because a manager will sit with employees, will call upon the meeting with employees and ask them different questions of why the number of customers is reducing, and they will share different ideas of why this is happening, and they will take a right decision. So this is the end of my presentation, and this is a reference of resources that I've been using. So thank you so much for kind attention, and if you have any questions, please approach me. I will be happy to receive your question. Thank you very much.